So the topic is assistive technology for inclusive classrooms, and a quick overview of what the session is all about. To begin with, I will be giving you some presentation on artificial intelligence, because we cannot separate artificial intelligence with assistive technology. Then we'll move on to assistive technology. I'll be showing how artificial intelligence works with assistive technology for for all the smart machines that we have, and then AT for inclusion and AT for inclusive classrooms. So that's a brief of what my webinar is all about. So let me quickly get into the first thing that I would like you all to see, and that is artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is a very common term that is used by the layman these days. Everybody's familiar with the term. We might not know the real meaning of artificial intelligence, and some of us might think that how AI works in education. As the session progresses, you would get familiar with very brief, because we don't have so much of time to go in detail into it. And as teachers, I don't know what the audience consists of, but I guess whoever it is, they are all connected with education. So we might actually think why should we know about artificial intelligence? So as the session progresses, you would know that artificial intelligence is one integral part of assistive technology that is brought in not just for inclusive classrooms, but as such, to make the whole world inclusive, the society inclusive. So I'll begin with artificial intelligence. Now, many of you might be already familiar with artificial intelligence, but just to give a brief of what actually artificial intelligence means, what does it consist of, So let's get into the term artificial. Artificial is man-made, something which is not found in nature. And what is intelligence? Now, it's a human quality, or it's a human skill. Humans have abilities that are different from any other living species on Earth. So what is intelligence? There are many attributes to intelligence. Some of them are learning. We learn throughout our lives. Learning never stops. Then we solve problems. We solve problems on a daily basis. Then we reason logically. We understand, comprehend things around us and act accordingly. We think creatively, and we make decisions. So these are all the attributes of intelligence: learning, problem solving, logical reasoning, understanding, creative thinking, and decision making, which is found in humans, basically, as humans are considered to be the most intelligent of all the living species on Earth. So what is artificial intelligence? When we have this in machines, we use the word artificial intelligence. That means intelligence created by man-made, as we say. Artificial is man-made. So what makes a machine intelligent? Just like humans, when the machines are able to look into the data, analyze the data, understand the data, interpret the data, solve a problem, and make wise decisions on its own, we call the machine intelligent. Now, you would ask, from where is this data coming? The data is that we feed into the machine. Okay, we feed in lots and lots of data into the machine. We train the machine so that the machine can look into the data, analyze the data, understand it, interpret it, solve a problem, and make wise decisions based on the data that they have interpreted. So that makes a machine very, very intelligent, almost like human. So what is AI? Artificial intelligence is a wide-ranging branch of computer science concerned with building smart machines capable of performing tasks that typically requires human intelligence. So what a human, what we expect out of a human, the same thing we can expect out of a machine. So artificial intelligence is a branch of computer science concerned with building smart machines. So what are the smart machines that we actually know about? We are quite familiar with some of the machines that we use almost on a daily basis. That is, we have smartphones. Now, everybody uses smartphones these days. We have smart watches, we have smart cars, we have smart cameras, we have robots, we have smart homes. Now, what is smart about all these machines? They are able to make decisions and solve problems without human intervention. There is a problem faced by a machine, the machine would try to solve it on its own without the human intervention. I would like to stress upon that. So they are able to work, they are able to think, they are able to solve their problems just as humans do. So that's what makes these machines smart. So it's all based on the inbuilt AI technology that these machines have. Now we have these examples. We all know the smart machines that we have it and we use it on a daily basis. We have the smartphone. We can't just call it as a phone. It's like a machine. It's a smart machine. It does so much of work, not just communication. Now, phone was basically a machine for communication. That was the machine that we had like many years back. The smartphone that we have now, the n number of things that you can do using your phone. So we, instead of calling a smartphone, it would be apt if we call it as a smart machine. Then we have the smart refrigerators, the smart air conditioners. We have the OTT platforms. Now, in the OTT platforms, also, the first time when you get into Netflix or Amazon, they ask for your kind of movies, your genre that you like the most. And the next time when you switch on, like the next time you log in, they would give you your kind of movies. Like, if you like action or if you like comedy, so they would suggest your taste of things. So it's all about the artificial intelligence these machines are inbuilt with. And then we have the smart homes where there are Internet of Things. I'll be touching on Internet of Things. What are Internet of Things? I would be saying about that. That is IoT. Then you have the smart cars. We have the driverless cars. That can take us to any place where we want to. We just have to give a location. And then we have the smart watches. So I'm not going to all those details because you are already familiar with all these smart machines. Now let's come into Internet of Things, IoT. What is this Internet of Things? When we have physical objects, connected with each other, it can be through sensors, it can be through, the processing ability, it can be the software, it can be the technology. Like, your phone is connected to your home. Your phone is connected to the cameras at your home. So you are in the workplace and you want to just have a look at your home. Maybe there's an older adult in the house alone and you're worried about the security. Or maybe for some reasons you have to leave your child at home. Then your car is connected to your home, it is connected to your house, it is connected to the refrigerator, it is connected to the air conditioner. By the time you leave the office, just switch on the AC at home so that when you reach home, your house is cool enough. So these are Internet of Things, things that are physical things or objects that are connected with each other by way of some kind of internet connectivity or some communication network. So there is a data exchange between the two devices or plenty of devices that are connected, and that makes it Internet of Things, all with inbuilt AI technology. Before I get into further on AI, I would like you all to see the various breakthroughs in artificial intelligence. Like, these are a few breakthroughs which I just thought I would let you know, because all this comes under assistive technology. Now, like you have in 2016, the first breakthrough was the object recognition. Like, there are objects on the road, some are moving, some are not. And all moving things are not non-living things. Like, for example, if you see the first picture, there is a bus moving, there's a van moving, but there are also some people moving. So, AI is used to see the living objects and the non-living objects. So it recognizes various objects on the street. So that was a major breakthrough in 2016. Then came 2017, where it was speech recognition. You have the speech to text, kind of an application available these days. And that is actually very helpful in children with reading challenges, facing reading challenges on a daily basis. So that was 2017, when this was actually found out. AI was used for speech recognition. Then 2018 came the machine comprehension. Like, till then the machine could read, but machine was not able to comprehend its actual meaning. So 2018 AI was used for machine comprehension. Then 2018, again, we had machine translation from one language to the other, like English to Japanese or Chinese, from Chinese to English or any other Indian language. And then in 2019 came the conversational question and answers. Like, you have the chatbots, I'll be showing you an example of a chatbot. These days, many sites have chatbots wherein, if you are not able to, search things, you can actually take help of a person that is actually not a person. So that is again an AI technology inbuilt in many sites these days and in many machines these days. And then we have the 2020, a breakthrough of AI. That was, it was able to recognize image, and it was also able to recognize action. For example, in the sixth picture, you can see that it is telling the various, things like a crowd is there, women, and then a woman is holding a phone in her hand. So they are showing the action holding. Then the color is purple. So, such kind of abstract thinking was also there. And, it helped in a great way. So I would say that these are some major breakthroughs of AI. And why are we talking about? Because many of these things are there in assistive technology. So you would see that by the end of the session, that AI cannot be separated from assistive technology that is used for inclusion. Now, AI is already in use in education. So you'll be surprised if, just in case you haven't realized it, we have already been using AI in education. The last 2 years of online schooling has actually brought in a boost of, the actual use of artificial intelligence in education. So our classrooms are smart now. So classrooms, just like machines, just like we have the smart machines, we have smart classrooms. Teaching and learning using AI these days. Attendance. Now, attendance, the teacher doesn't have to take the attendance of her class. The AI inbuilt cameras are there, which uses face recognition and automatically it takes attendance of all the children present in the class. Not just that, if there are 50 children in my class, I can actually look into the mood of the children, whether the children are excited or happy about my class, or are they able to understand, or is my classroom boring if the children are not able to comprehend and they find it very boring. So mood of the children can also be analyzed using artificial intelligence. Then assessment and performance, we have been using AI for assessment and performance, for feedbacks, for security, for meetings, for courses, for automation. All these things, we have already been using it in the past 2 years. So AI is already used in a large scale in education. So we should not be thinking that, okay, I am not into engineering, I'm not into medicine, and I don't have to do anything about artificial intelligence. No, we have been using it. Maybe we haven't realized it that we are using AI in a big way. So now let's come to assistive technology, and after that, I will tell you about how assistive technology and artificial intelligence are integrated. So let's come to assistive technology, and I'll be telling you what is assistive technologies and the types of assistive technologies that are used. Some use a lot of technology, high-end technology, and some do not. All of those might be familiar to you, or at least some of those might be familiar. And then using assistive technology in education and advantages of using assistive technology. So I'll be touching upon all these points when I talk about assistive technology. Now, before I get into what is assistive, how to use it for inclusion, let's see what is assistive technology. So assistive technology, in brief, I would say it as AT, is any device or software or equipment that helps people with disabilities. When we talk about disabilities, we might think that, okay, children with disabilities or people or adults with disabilities. No, I would say with difficulties as well. There might not be a disability, but there might be a difficulty. And also when people reach their old age, what they have been able to do all these years, it gets difficult when they are, at a later stage of their life. And sometimes a normal person with all kinds of abilities has met with some accident or some unforeseen, incident wherein the person is facing challenges now. It was normal for it all these while, but now it has become a challenge. So for all these people, assistive technology actually helps a lot. So in what way does it help? Assistive technology helps to learn, helps to communicate or function better. So whoever is facing the challenge, assistive technology helps that person to learn, communicate, or function better. Now, that is when they are in school. So now when they grow up and when they have started working in a workplace, it helps them to overcome the challenges that they're facing in the workplace. Okay, so because these children would grow up and would start working, so assistive technology helps them to overcome all those challenges while they are at work. It makes these people independent. They don't have to depend on anyone. That is the saddest part, these people face, that they have to depend on others for even the smallest things. So assistive technology helps people with disabilities and difficulties to learn, communicate, and function better, work around with their challenges, and empower people to do things for themselves. So that is, we are making them independent. That is with the help of assistive technology. Now, assistive technology can be of three types. The ones with no technology, like you have the pencil grip and post-it notes. These are some simple ways, it can be used by people with challenges. And here you see that no technology is used. And then you have the MP3 players, talking calculators, where, low technology is used. Not much of technology is used. And the third one is the high-end technologies used, like you have the e-readers, you have the touchscreen developed, then, you have the word processors, and you have the immersive readers, then you have text to speech and speech to text. All these use a lot of technology, high-end technology, and many of them with artificial intelligence inbuilt. So we will be actually, dealing with this assistive technology, where there is a lot of, high-end technology used in order to bring about inclusion. So I'll be mostly touching upon this. So you can see the different categories of assistive technologies, out of which the ones with, high levels of technology with inbuilt AI, we'll be concentrating upon. So now let's mix and match this artificial intelligence with assistive technologies. How does it help? It helps to overcome challenges. Now, people with disabilities, they face challenges on a daily basis. They might not be having challenges in all of these, but one or two of these or some of these. Like you have challenges that children face in reading, then they have it in writing, drawing. Writing and drawing is almost kind of where they have to use their fingers, and they have to hold a pen and they have to write or draw. And then listening is again a challenge, speaking and movement. So these are all the challenges faced by children with disabilities. Not just children, even the adults. Even difficulties, like a person who looks quite okay might have difficulty in reading, and like different kinds of difficulties children face, like you have dyslexia and so many other types of problems children have. So assistive technology helps in not just one, in all of these. Okay, there are so many available. We might not be able to speak we might not be able to speak about all of them. We might not be able to look into all of them, but at least the more effective ways of using one or two of them, which can be easily used by the teachers and which can be easily used by the students in order to overcome their challenges. So assistive technology with artificial intelligence helps to overcome a number of challenges faced by the children or faced by people with disabilities on a daily basis. It might be challenges of reading, writing, drawing, listening, speaking, or it can be the physical movement. Now let's take the first one. Now here, reading. Now suppose a child, or suppose an individual is having reading challenges. Assistive technology helps in overcoming this challenge or face this challenge by some real cool and easy ones, like text to speech. Now we have in WhatsApp text to speech, we have in Google Docs text to speech, we have speech to text also available. Then we have immersive reader. Now if we have time today, I would just show you immersive reader. It's a beautiful thing which is available nowadays in some of the apps that are available for teaching and learning. Immersive reader, if the viewers are interested in, I would just give a small demo on immersive reader. Then we have the audio books, and then you have the reading pens, and like you can see it in the corner, the first picture is that of a reading pen, also called C pen. And that if you just keep it on a text, it would scan the text and it would be seen on that stick that you see, and it reads back to you. So if you're not able to read, it helps you to read. Immersive reader helps to read, not just reading, slow paced reading, fast paced reading, the reading in female voice, reading in a male voice with correct syllable, grammar, spell check, everything is available in immersive reader. Then we have audiobooks. Audiobooks, if the children are not able to read, there are audiobooks. Even NCRT and CIET, for every CBSE textbook, they have these audiobooks available on YouTube. I hope the viewers know about it. Just in case you do not know, just the audio of the books are available on YouTube, especially on NCRT official channels. And these are some examples of reading technology. Now, assistive technology tools are used both in computers, smartphones, and any other device that you're using. Now, here the second picture is that of the speech to text that is available on many applications these days. And the last one is the Microsoft Immersive Reader, which is available in Doc, which is available in Word document, and it can also be used in Google Docs. Okay, so we have a very good immersive reader. I really like this, and it helps a lot in reading, not just for people with disabilities, even with people with difficulties, or even if there is no difficulty, you can actually use this immersive reader for reading. Let's go to the next one, and that is writing. Now, we have already been typing a lot of docs on our computers, and we get word suggestions. We also get auto corrections. Sometimes a red line comes to show that there is a spelling error. Sometimes a blue line comes to show that you have a better suggestion, better word. So all these are also working on inbuilt AI. So we haven't realized it, but we have already been using AI almost on a daily basis. Let it be home, with our own children, work, wherever. So now, for the writing challenges, now that keyboards on our computers and touch screen has become so much easy, for writing purpose. It has made the physical act of writing so much easier. Now, when you compare the older phones with the phones that we have now, the mobile phones that we have now with the touch screen, it's so much easy. I guess it's easy for everyone compared to the older one. Because it's a touch screen, it can be easily used by people with difficulties, disabilities, even older people who find it really difficult to use the other kind of phone. So it's actually quite useful on it. Now we have the assistive technology that helps with spelling and grammar, and with organizing and expressing thoughts and writing. So now here there's an example, like, I have typed hello, WOR. So suggestion comes at work, world, or working. That, I think you can find this in your own WhatsApp also. This word suggestion comes because that comes with an AI technology. Also, if there is a spelling mistake, it gives you a spelling and grammar suggestion. It also shows that your spelling or your sentence is not right. And then again, we have speech to text and immersive reader and text to speech. That also helps a lot in writing. Okay, so people who have writing problems, who have writing challenges, facing writing challenges on a daily basis, these are the assistive technology that can be used very, very easily by them in order to overcome those challenges. Then we have word prediction, like, for example, this is word prediction. We have spell check, and we also have the grammar check. So these are all with inbuilt artificial intelligence, so that it can be used so well and very easily by the children and adults as well. Now, next, coming to and connected with writing is drawing. There's a very cool app, or it's provided by Google, also called Auto Draw. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with that. I taught my children, this Auto Draw. I gave them a demo, and they were so quick to learn, and they were really very happy to see that what they were planning to create, it was already created. Now, this works with an inbuilt AI given by Google, and it comes with a tagline that fast drawing for everyone. That means anybody can draw. Sometimes drawing becomes a nightmarish thing for many of us, those who are not good at drawing. So if I can give you a small demo on this as well. The name is Auto Draw, and you can see here. Now you can just take your cursor and scribble. Now this looks like a car, though it is not a perfect car. Google Auto Draw gives you a suggestion, and you can pick this one, the second one, that is before and after. The after one is the one using Auto Draw. Now down you can see an elephant. I just tried to scribble it. That was my drawing, which was really very sad and bad. And this AI inbuilt in Auto Draw has given me a suggestion that, do you mean this? So it's so easy for me that I wanted to create an elephant like this, and I could get a suggestion on this application in order to get an elephant. So see, drawing has become so simple. All you need to do is just scribble, and it's available on the phone, on your phone, as well as on your computers. So that was about writing and drawing. Let's come to listening. Listening is again a challenge. Now, last 2 years when we had online classes, whatever may be the platform, whether it was Meet or whether it was Google Classroom, whether it was Zoom or it was Teams, whatever the platform you used, listening was also a challenge. Now, there are people who have listening challenges. So in that case, we have things like, already for listening, we have these amplified telephones and hearing aids and compatible phones and smartphones and so many things like that. But when it comes to assistive technology, I would suggest closed captioning is a very, very good option for children with listening difficulties, challenges they face in for listening. So here, the top example is one of the Google Meet while we were having it, and there is an interactive session, and children were answering a question. For example, you can see Bindu said the answer is Neil Armstrong. The second one is giving some strong, like not strong, and alarm. So whatever the sound comes, the children with listening problems, they can actually read the closed captions. Now this closed caption CC is available on YouTube also, and that is what the example I have given it here. Now here you can see that for any video that is played, if children are not able to hear properly, what you can do is you can just switch on the subtitling. You can also switch on the closed captioning feature that is available, and whatever is spoken comes as the reading text. The children can read the text. Also, while you're taking an online class, now you can actually switch that option of closed caption on, so that switch on that option so that the children can actually read what you're speaking. All right. So if listening is a problem, reading would be a better option for the children. And you can actually read slowly, or you can actually speak slowly so that children can actually read what is displayed on the screen. Also, you can see this kind of an option available on OTT platforms. For example, if you're watching a Telugu movie and if you're not able to understand, you can take that subtitle in English. So as I said, assistive technology is not just for people with disabilities. It might be useful for everyone for that matter. It just depends on the circumstances we are in. So as I said, if you're watching a movie which you do not understand, the language that you do not understand, AT helps in giving the subtitles of what is spoken, and which can be played slowly, and it can also be played fast depending on the speed, and this helps in listening. So closed captioning and subtitling are the process of displaying text on television, on video screens, or other visual displays to provide additional or interpretive information. So that deals with listening problems. Coming to speaking, we have the augmentative and alternative communication devices. Now, there are people with speaking problems, okay, communication problems. Like assistive technology, when it comes to speaking, it can refer to any device that helps the person with hearing loss or a voice problem with the voice, speech, language disorder. It helps to communicate. So augmentative alternative communication, AAC, you can just look at the picture. Now here you can see a device with n number of pictures on it. So if somebody with communication problem is wants to communicate, what happens is it can take the help of this. And this device helps people with limited speech or inability to speak. With the help of pictures and a touch screen, they can communicate what they have in their mind. Using these pictures, they can communicate. So these are known as face-to-face AAC devices. This helps children to communicate with their parents or with their teachers. And this is of great help for people facing speaking challenges, or communication, the challenges on communication on a daily basis. So this can be used as I said, it's an augmentative alternative communication device, helping people with limited speech or inability to speak to communicate well. So looking at those pictures, anybody would be able to understand what the child wants to convey. Now, I was talking about one big breakthrough of AI, that is chatbot. Now, you might ask, why chatbot? Why do we need chatbot? We need chatbot or chatterbots in order to customize our search. Sometimes it is not easy for us to, look into a website, every aspect of a website, and, look for things that, or find out things that we are actually looking for. So for such people who find it really, really difficult to, look for things on a website, they can make use of this chatbot or chatterbots. I have given here an example of an IRCTC website where the chatbot is named Disha. And if you are not able to, find out, or a person using this website not able to do things, or not able to search properly, they can ask this Disha. So, and another site I have shown here is Ask Tara. Now, this is, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Diksha. We have the Diksha portal by NCRT, and the teachers use it in big way. There are lots of courses for teachers, and there are lots of Nishtha courses on Diksha. And there again, if you're not able to search things, because there are so many textbooks available, there are audiobooks available, there are textbooks in the form of comics available, different standards, different subjects, different forms of subjects. We have the audiobooks, we have experiments, we have so many worksheets available there. And if you're not able to search them, you can take the help of a chatbot available on Diksha portal, and that is chatbot or chatterbot. Okay. Now, what is this chatbot and chatterbot? It's a text or text to speech application. And here you can actually either you can text and you get a reply, like you have the question answer form, or you can text to speech. That is, it is just like speaking to a person. All right. When you speak to a person, the answer that you get, that is how it is. So it's like, a person is there for you to help. There's a person there for you to search, and there's a person that can help you customize your search, refine what you want to actually, what you're looking for. And, it's not time consuming. Sometimes we sit in front of a site and we go on searching and we don't find an answer. So when it is streamlined using these applications, it really helps a lot, especially with people who actually require a lot of help for such things. And then we have here again, there's an example of Internet of Things for people having challenges in movement, like, those who are not able to move freely, physically disabled, or, under any circumstances you have restricted movement, an individual with restrictive movement in the house. So here we have an autonomous wheelchair. This also, it's a uses AI technology with machine learning concept to navigate in the house. And here you can see the picture. The person who is actually, sitting always, they can stand up using this wheelchair, the autonomous wheelchair. Also, it works on voice command with the help of Internet of Things. Like you have somebody controlling over the person from a distance. For example, if this is a child at home alone for some reason, and the parent is away in the office, with the help of the phone or with the help of Internet of Things, they are able to control the movement of the child. Okay. And they can give a voice command, and then the navigation becomes easy. And it is not actually a challenge for the child that the child is not able to move or navigate in the house. Sometimes opening the door or taking books from a taller shelf would get difficult for a person who is sitting all the time. So you can see here the person is standing, not standing on its own, but with the help of the machine that the person is on. So, here the person becomes independent, doesn't have to wait for someone to come and pick up things from a greater height or open the door. Navigation gets so much easy. It works with artificial intelligence, and there is voice recognition system also inbuilt in this autonomous wheelchair that makes movement so much easy. So here you can see again all these challenges, like the first one right from the beginning that I said, the reading challenge. There are things nowadays which can be used by people in order to overcome reading challenges. And, you don't have to buy those equipments. Even there are simpler ways by which you can use some of these, the facilities available in order to overcome reading challenges. Then there are writing challenges that can also be taken care of using immersive readers, speech to text and text to speech. And then you have the drawing, the challenges. As I said, there is something called auto draw. And then, we have the listening. So we have the closed captioning, and then we have the subtitling. And then we have the AAC speaking for speaking challenges. And then we have the chatbots to refine our search. We have Internet of Things technology for movement or navigation within the classroom or within the house or in any closed space, using autonomous wheelchairs. So these are some of the ways by which we can have assistive technologies in order to overcome these challenges, so that the people facing these difficulties on a daily basis, they can overcome those challenges, be independent, and they don't have to depend on anyone, and that that brings in the confidence in the individual that they can do it without anyone's help. What are the advantages of using AT in education or assistive technology in education? I would say right to education, the true sense of it can be achieved using assistive technology. Though we have right to education, we can give admission to children in normal schools, but then these kind of challenges restrict the children from not actually coming into the school. They are worried about the challenges that they're facing on a daily basis. It gets so difficult for them to actually overcome those challenges. But these technology AT helps to bring up that, I mean, the real sense of right to education is fulfilled using AT. It provides an equitable learning environment. These kind of children, we cannot push them aside, we cannot corner them, we cannot sideline them. We can bring them into the mainstream along with the normal children in a normal school. They can work and play with them, and they can just overcome those challenges that they face on a daily basis. Now when these children, they grow up as adults, AT or assistive technology helps to bring an equitable work environment. So that the once they get into a job also, they do face challenges. It's not that they have grown up and they do not. No, they do face challenges, and so AT or assistive technology helps to bring about equitable work environment for them when they grow up. It makes the classroom inclusive. You can just see the picture here. You can see that not all children are of the same type. Okay. Now there are children with different types of difficulties that are visible. There are difficulties that are not visible, and there are difficulties which physical movement, or whatever may be the difficulty or whatever may be the challenge. Let's make our classroom inclusive. Let us open the doors of our classroom to bring in all kinds of children, because children have the right to learn. So we have to make our classrooms inclusive, and even if we want to, without assistive technology, it gets really challenging for us to make our classrooms inclusive. We can also make it self-paced learning environment. We can give these children self-paced learning environment. We've been having online classes for the past 2 years, and it has stopped only now. And there were many people who were saying that online classes are so much not like real classrooms, and children are not getting the experience of of a real classroom. But I found that there are so many good things about online classes. Children don't have to worry about waking up from the bed and reaching the school on time, especially children who have problems, who face problems in actually reaching school. And right in their homes, right in the place where they are in, online classes brought in so much of they opened the world. Just in their home, they opened the world to the children. So we don't have to actually think that online classes were not that good for the children, and it has actually brought in more of bad things than the children. Like we say that they don't have an experience, they are suffering from so much of emotional trauma, they have stress at home and things like that. But there are so many good things which actually online classes brought in for the children. Self-paced learning is one such thing. In the online class, like children don't have to think about the deadline, especially those who are facing challenges on a daily basis. They don't have to think about, okay, tomorrow I have to submit this and that and things like that. No, a self-paced learning environment can be given using assistive technology, and that is actually a big advantage of assistive technology. It also brings a lot of easy collaboration. So children who were sidelined, like who were thought that okay, they cannot come into the mainstream, they cannot collaborate, they cannot contribute, such things are now things of past. Now they can be involved into this kind of collaboration with normal children. To end it up, or to sum it up, I would just end it up with a caption, with something which I found on the internet, that 1 billion people globally need assistive technology to lead a healthy, productive, and dignified life. only 1 in 10 has access. So I said about so many assistive technologies, some are not affordable. You might be thinking that, it would be so expensive to have an autonomous wheelchair. So I would like to give my point of view. I don't know whether it would be taken in readily by my viewers. Like, if these things are expensive, we can make it a little more affordable for the people to use it. Maybe we can have mass production of it. There might be government and non-government organization coming forward to sponsor the such things to the children or to the person whoever wants it. It can be bought by the school. This is just my view. Okay, I don't know. You might not be agreeing to what I'm saying. Schools can rent it out to people who want it. They can buy it in big numbers if they can afford. And it can be given just like, we give things on rent. It can be given to children. Whatever it is, assistive technology, if it is made a little more cheaper, if it is more accessible to children, especially who really requires it on a daily basis, it would be a great thing, in order to make our classrooms more inclusive. So thank you so much.